In this Monday update, we're going to give you guys some updated daily expected moves, but it was unfortunate we did not confirm the 2-hour signal down, but make sure you stick around for the cues because the cues are what we were talking about yesterday. They were really what we were talking about over the weekend, how they've really helped us out in discussing like, hey, we were looking for trap number 1, we got it. We were looking for the trap number 2, we got it, but the cues were the ones that were telling us, hey, watch out, there could be a trap number 3. And now we have seen that extension, but we have not confirmed the 2-hour reversal signal to the downside. So we do continue in that upper direction. But what were the cues telling us yesterday? They were telling us to watch that 30-minute chart, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But we're just hopping right into it, getting you guys those daily expected moves. If you don't have weekly expected moves yet, those are always going to be in purple. These are 68% zones that I do use the options data to calculate. We see 674.67 to the upside for the daily expected move, 668, 55 to the downside. Now, the thing about these moves, once again, they're not that big, right? They're really not that big. We closed almost directly on the daily expected move today. Not big implied volatility. So that tells us that these moves are going to be the most probable they will be lackluster, but it still opens that door for something crazy to happen. That's kind of why the whole, hey, it would be kind of cool if we saw a Black Monday because no one would expect it. But now it looks like we are leaking this out into Tuesday. So does the 2-hour have a good likelihood to turn down this? We always want to be aware that we can extend for a bit of time, right? Make another divergence point by the Fridays. But for now, what do we see on the shorter time frames? Does this have a good probability to cross down? And I would say so. I would say yes, and we're going to really be paying attention to tomorrow for something surprising, because this wouldn't be surprising if you're able to get down to this area, just be a regular market kind of moving sideways, and then we're able to curl up and make that new high. So if the 30-minute ever curls back up into positive territory, you know that you are very likely to do what? You're very likely to test the high, go make a new one. But as this is a slightly lower high, you could potentially call out, vibes of divergence and things like that. But overall, it's kind of a lower high for the 30-minute. This would be your opportunity to turn down, right? This would say the momentum here is weak. We have set up that 30-minute signal. That was being suggested by the cues, which we were paying attention to yesterday. So if this bad boy can go negative, hey, we can start seeing ugly things, right? We can start seeing some bad things on the charts again. We can see us go beneath the 5-day moving average. So that's really what we're watching for going into tomorrow. Hopefully you do have these good critical levels, but as of right now, you do have a good confirmation with the price action. You have a good confirmation with the MACD. You have a good confirmation with the signal line for the RSI. You're not crossed through that center just yet, and you're not crossed through the center for the MACD, but these are those early confirmations that I like, and it looks like this could be an opportunity for a potential downturn, or at least some kind of 2-hour pullback. That's right. You still, as the market has distinguished this as a low, you really won't know if this is a serious top until you blow out that low. Once you take out that low and you get that lower high, that's when you can more so really say, hey, this is a top. But for now, we're paying attention to the signals. And so I would say, yes, if this curls up into positive territory, we can get continuation, but it does have divergence above it, which means we can see something ugly here and maybe even confirm these daily divergences, which we've set up that near point for the SPY, that next point for the SPY. But this is where it gets in the cues, right? This is exactly that point on the RSI, what we just drew out on the daily chart is exactly why the cues were what we were watching for a trap number 3. We were like, hey, there's this just wiped out divergence. It might need to go make one real quick. The 2-hour chart was overall like, hey, yeah, we might want to curl up into positive territory, right? So the 2-hour chart was our good hint here. We noticed that there was no divergence on the 2-hour MACD, no divergence on the 2-hour RSI. So that's where, when we did start to turn down and everyone got excited, I just said, well, hold your horses, because the cues, if they turn up on the 2-hour, they are suggesting that we could go make a new high and set up another trap, a trap number 3. So that's what we're watching. We've gotten this to like confirm and then unconfirm and confirm and unconfirm. I think like twice now. Not a very good sign if you're really following 2-hour signals, but what are we watching in the near term, right? As we update these, well, we're going to watch our daily expected moves, right? 611.23 to the upside, 604.19 to the downside. Once again, small. It does leave the door open for if something small surprising did happen. There's not a lot priced in for tomorrow. So if you do get a surprise, it can be surprising. So the first thing we were watching was, okay, the Qs told us watch out for a trap number 3. That was very blatant from the structure of the 2-hour MACD, from the structure of the 2-hour RSI. Very, very nice. We're right on that standpoint, but are we going to be able to downturn here with that potential divergence point? Well, the Qs, as you can see, they have a good confirmation with the price action, no confirmation with the MACD, and a good confirmation with the signal line for the RSI. That would tell us that we are at least very likely to potentially fill this gap. And what we want to watch for is this able to curl up into positive territory again? Because that would suggest we test the high and we go to the weekly expected move. But for now, that would be the confirmation of divergence, which means this has a good shot to do this. Take out the previous low. This is what you really need in order to say, hey, are we going to see multiple pushes to the downside? Are we going to have a chance to even get to the lower weekly expected move? Well, you have to take out this low, right? You would want to see this divergence, say the momentum's dead here, something bad to happen, you get an overreaction, you see the price come below this level, get some kind of bounce, and then make that right shoulder that could have been. That is something very, very simple that we can follow here, and that can be a way for this market to actually top out for the Qs. The reason that we're paying close attention to this, and something else that I just wanted to put on your radar, if this is just going to be a daily pullback, I do have to mention it because it's in my notes, so I'm going to give the information to you guys, right? I do have it in my notes to pay attention if this is going to just be another daily pullback. The reason for that is the Qs. The Qs are helping us the whole way. So if I ever see the Qs just pull back to the center line and curl back up into positive territory without seeing something ugly, right? If they just pull back into these type of prices and then curl back up, then hey, test the high, go make a new one. I do have to tell you that information because it's what I write in my notes, and this video is to overall be very, very helpful to you. So as far as it goes, it looks like we're looking for those 2-hour confirmations to the downside with the divergence on the 2-hour RSI, the divergence on the 2-hour MACD, and we do have the 30-minute divergences there that the Qs were suggesting over the weekend that they were going to make, right? So this is what we're really watching for. Does the 30-minute divergence here turn down the 2-hour? Do we see this actually lose the 5 and go down to that weekly expected move and see something bad over the next few sessions? That's what we're really watching for. Let's go over to volatility. Now, volatility isn't doing the best here, I think. I actually think that this is very interesting that the 2-hour is confirming down right here. It's still positive, so you can always whip back up. So something that I was keeping my eye on today, a little bit tighter, a little bit closer, but this would be the VIX 9-day. And you'll notice that the VIX 9-day is just piled up in this area, right? Piled up in this area, trying its best to go positive. This is very jumbled up. And I think if we put a Bollinger Band on this, you're going to see how tight this really is. Now, what do we notice about when it gets tight? Well, this one got tight, right? We got tight in here, and we expand, right? We expand in one direction. We got a little bit tight again, and we expanded even further. So these moments where you get extremely tight, I want you to look at this reaction from the VIX 9-day. Look at that wick. When you get this tight, just like we are over here, you can see a wave come in, and this can last for a long time, right? If we just pick a point of that low, we take all the way to the peak here, you're talking 24 days worth until you peak out with volatility in a rise of 667% for volatility in this moment. Now, this isn't me suggesting that that has to happen. You can look at other moments and see, okay, this was pretty tight in here. We only rose by about 150% or something like that. We can see little moments like this where we get pullbacks, and it's not that. But the big gist here is, the main point that I'm getting across is you've been tight, and you are the tightest you've been in a long time. So you are really, really tight in here, which means you're probably just getting that consolidative before you're about to get an expansive type of move, an expansion type move. And that's something that I want to display with the VIX 9-day. And I think the VIX 9-day would be great to pay attention to daily signals, by the way, daily confirmations for your MACD, just so you are aware of all the notes that I do have here. As far as it stands for volatility, what do we see for the daily time frame? This is the important signal, right? This is the important one. If this isn't turned down, then we always have the chance that the market's topping. So at this point, you do say risk is going to be very elevated. You have a MACD that is up in positive territory. You have a RSI that is above the center line, trying to touch off that signal line right now. Yes, you have a 2-hour that is curled down in positive territory. We will watch that closely. It might mean that a 2-hour pullback is coming. We will see if that is able to do what? Make new lows, maybe take care of a gap. We'll find out. But for now, we just really have to be on guard because it goes, you don't want this like months and months pretty much of these months and months and months of just good trading, right? Because we were there. We were calling that 2-hour higher low. Back in the day, we were just like, hey, yeah, this is coming down. And it came down and we squeeze. You don't want all of those good trades you had in here to the bull side to try to get greedy with them now as the weekly's trying to turn up for volatility, right? It just says to me, and this is my plan for the week, is take my foot off the gas, look at volatility, scale into some positions if I want to take some volatility calls, and sit back and relax. It should be a good time. I wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope that it in some way was helpful to you. If you want to get a part of Patreon with the weekly expected moves, we do have those, and monthly expected moves over on Patreon. The link is down there in the description. And we will have the full technical analysis course if you want to learn anything that we're really talking about here, learn how to actually trade this stuff. Learn about divergence and all that good stuff, learn how to use these weekly ranges. We do have a course down in the description, full technical analysis course. I'm just doing it now because I think that volatility is about to explode and I don't want you to be taken off guard and not have the skills to keep trading. So if you want to gain some skills, hey, check out that course. It's the full technical analysis course. It is only $100 right now. That sale most likely will go away in like a week though. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night. Tell someone you love them, and peace out.